Hello my friends, welcome to Inside Out Electronic channel. This is Uncle Misha and today I have something very interesting for you. So let's take a look at this beast. It's a big and heavy box. So this is Sony, where it is, AV3600 VTR. So this thing is like super old. I think it's from, doesn't really say when it was manufactured, but it's from beginning of 70s. This is video tape recorder and it is reel-to-reel type. So if you remember one of my videos, quite a long time ago, I acquired a whole bunch of reel-to-reel video tapes. So, and I was looking for this guy for years and finally I got one. So I'm super happy to have it and I didn't pay much money for it, but I definitely know it's not operational. So today we're gonna take a look at this device, first of all, like on all sides, but also we will try to make it work. Before we start getting this guy out to understand what the heck is going on with it, let's just take a look around. So as you see, we have this front panel with the name of it, and in the side we have a whole bunch of different, let me put it like this, inputs and outputs with some weird connectors. We probably would have to investigate what's going on here. So on the back side, right here, we have I guess this is just a vent port, and one feet is missing, which I can easily manufacture by 3D printing. Obviously not from rubber, but from some sort of softer plastic. So let's just take this lid open. I think it's just, oops, probably have to. Yeah, and it's very heavy, it's very hard. All right. Okay, so this is the lid. All right, so we have this crumbling foamy thingy, which probably I have to address somehow because this, wow, it's heavy. Because this foam is started actually depositing some kind of crumbles on top of these reel holders. As you see, we have multiple controls here, and this device clearly resembles a regular reel-to-reel audio device, so reel-to-reel player or recorder. So we have a supply, we have take-up spools. Obviously, tape gonna travel somehow through this video drum. Look at how big is this. This is video. Then wraps around. The drum goes through this pinch roller, which actually still spins, looks like, and go here and take up spools. So it obviously have two reels, or I need like two spools, one for with the tape, another empty, in order to have controls. And this is just a lever control. It's very old school. Have a bunch of switches which I have to figure out. Audio level thingy, buttons to record. Sorry, audio level was somewhere here, and some other buttons. So operation of this device has to be confirmed. So I'm willing to open this device before I power this up, because we want to make sure there is no damage inside. There is no like mice, cockroaches, or anything. Broken capacitors, broken wires, broken fuses, burned, transformers, who knows. We have to take a look inside before we power this guy up, just to make sure it's not gonna blow up. If devices were stored somewhere in the attic or in the basement for like 40 years, it's definitely they need some checkup before they're gonna be powered up. So before we power this up, we have to take it apart and examine all insides. So the probably most interesting part or side is actually the side with all outputs and inputs. So we have a whole bunch of unknown to me connectors. Well, yeah. Unknown to me. So these looks like the 3.5 millimeter ones, like microphone, auxiliary line, auxiliary in, microphone in, line out, the fuse, okay, no fuse. And then I have two power outlets. Funny thing is that this guy is actually super weird. It's not like we have modern ones, rectangular ones for computers and something like that. This is something super old. Another one is power outlet, probably to power something up, probably camera, maybe camera. Yeah, it says, and then there is another one. Okay, let me So another one which says TV, and another one says ref out. So ref out, I'm not even sure what it is. It's also 3.5 millimeter. This is even beyond my understanding. Not coaxial, 3.5 millimeter. And then we have a video out big coaxial and video in big coaxial cable. There is a ref unit, something which is, I'm not sure if I can take it apart. I would like to take a look what is here. So yeah, we have to figure out what are those. Unfortunately, I do not have user manual. So right on the bottom we have a opening. I believe this is opening for the fan, for ventilation for the motor, I believe. And we are also missing one foot right here. So there's nothing else I can show you here. So on this side, whoa, it's heavy. We have a handle. And that's pretty much it. So let's take a look at the most interesting part. Okay. And the most interesting part would be under the lid. Ta-da! Well, take a look at this crazy stuff. So we have something pretty awesome right here, and this look like a tape deck, like regular reel-to-reel tape, but it is video. So this is one reel, here is another reel, so I guess this is supply, this is how do you call it, receive reel. So this tape gonna go right here, through here somewhere. I need to figure all this out, and all the way here. So there's some switches. Wow, even something even rotating. This is rotating, wow, okay. So we have a tracking, we have skew, we have a counter doing something, record, audio dubbing, wow, audio level, power button, crazy, a little bit rusty, a little bit some kind of crop. Oh, here's the, oh wow, look at this, this thing actually comes apart. There is a little diagram how to thread the tape, very nice. And here's the little diagram how to actually clean the head, which is great as well. So guys, now we have to try to power it up, but before we're gonna be powering it up, we would have to figure out and make sure everything is good and clean inside. So for that, you would have to take it apart. So after thinking for a bit, I decided not to take it to the bench. I just decided to do it here. First of all, it's much more space, so probably would be easier to operate. Also, I noticed few issues here. So look like over here, this little thing is too bent. I don't believe it's supposed to be oriented this way. I have no idea what could have happened, but this conical guide supposed to guide the tape around this guy. Actually, I do not know. Or maybe that's alright. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, I have to see if this is how it's supposed to be. This looks like it's a bit too bendy. I'm not sure why it's done this way. Yeah, because head is right down here. Yeah, which actually we would supposed to. I would like to actually see the condition of that head because it's really hard to see. You need some kind of decent light here. By the way, is this thing like removable? Okay, we have two screws right here. So we're gonna start here. So before going any further, I decided not to move this tape VTR actually to the bench, but actually start to work on it right here. So before we start, I would like to see the condition of the tape mechanism of the heads. So in order to get this, there are to get to the head mechanism, there are two screws right here, which I have to unscrew. Now let's do it quickly. It's a Phillips. Okay, it's coming up. Okay, and we don't see much, but still, there is a definitely There's some kind of head. I presume this is erase head made of Sony. What kind of this head? I'm not sure. So one head is here, another head is here, and there is a drum head, rotating helical head is right here. Everything is enclosed. I cannot see what's going on much. Do not press strongly and put anything heavy on this part. Probably there is something rotating right there. That is why it's super important. Obviously we have to clean all that. This head is a bit on the dirty side. So one of these heads supposed to be erase head, another head supposed to be audio head, and in same time the same head that actually audio head potentially, I'm not sure how this all working, but potentially is reading a synchronization track. So in order to get inside, we probably have to remove these knobs. Okay, maybe this pinch roller, this thing, I have no idea how it's going to be. Oh, there is a little screw hole right here. And I will continue on removing these guys, and we take a look where we get. You start with pinch roller. Okay. Oh yeah. This thing is definitely smell old. Okay, I'll leave the screw there. How are these guys just... Okay, this is easy. So after quite a bit of poking, turned out to be, this is hex. I'm not sure what kind of hex is this, how many millimeters. Anyways, that turned out to be a hex. Would I have this nice hex set? Okay. Okay, let's see what we get under this lid. Okay, these little gaskets go here. What else do you have to remove? Okay, probably this. Okay, losing some parts, but we'll glue them together. Oh, and one more screw right here, hiding behind the... Nice and careful. Well, we don't see much. And we do not see much. And someone was insulating something here. Wow. So what a cool mechanism we see here, and looks like it's all with some kind of shmoo, and this shmoo is a bit, it's still greasy. It does not solidify into the some kind of gel, or didn't gelify. And now I'm wondering how the hell I continue disassembling this thing to actually see the electronics, because this is on the mechanical part, as you see, and obviously all this has to be cleaned, but it's not in a very bad shape. This idler, I'm not sure, but there is a lot of... This is motor. Belt is still spinning, but all of this has to be cleaned up. Okay, so this is huge capstan flywheel. It's a capstan kind of motor shaft. Here's the capstan itself. Here's the pinch roller mechanism. Here's the idler for whatever it is, probably to drive this take up pulley. This is big idler to drive supply pulley, and this is speed regulation stuff probably. I mean, just to distribute speed among them. So this is amazing. Whole bunch of micro switches everywhere, little lights. I'm not sure if they work. Lots of mechanical parts. This is something, as you see, rotating right here. That's pretty cool. Okay, so but now we have to... Oh, there's a little belt even here. I'm curious what for. Yeah, but still kind of okay, in okay condition. There is no more belt, and there is also brakes. So this is brakes. So brakes are here, probably connected to a little micro switch somewhere down there. Okay, well, I understand more or less what's going on. So somewhere inside has to be electronics. So looks like to get inside, I honestly not yet understand what to do, but looks like these sort of moving separate from this metal part. And what I see here, that hole is actually threads into some metal frame. So I assume that I have to unscrew these guys. Yeah, we have few of them, 3 of them. So let me unscrew these guys and see where it goes. Okay, I think we got somewhere. Looks like I unscrew something here and unscrew handle there, and I unscrew bunch of stuff underneath. And let me try to lift it. Does it lift? Okay, looks like this RF thingy has to be removed. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh wow! What the hell? This is amazing. Look at that. It says video, audio, RF out. So this is RF encoder part. This is amazing. Look at this, like 6-pin connector. Old school stuff. Wow. Okay, now you probably can lift it. Whoa. Okay, you know what? I was not prepared for that. Let me place it back. And make a space for it. So in order to not to damage anything, I prepared this silicone mat, and it's just and I'm gonna settle it, place it like this. Okay, so we have shield here. I'm gonna put it to the side. Like, I'm just gonna keep it here. Alright, I'm not sure if I can put it upside down, but oops, something falling. Here what we have. What is going on here? Hope I'm not gonna put any load on that head when it says do not. I'm gonna hold it just like this for you. Okay. Alright. Okay. Woo! This is crazy. But it's honestly, I thought it's gonna be more than that. Obviously there is no ICs here, it's all discrete. Just one board, another board right here. One board is right here, which is super bendy. I'm not sure why it's so bent. It's weird, but it is bent. Okay, no ICs, whole bunch of potentiometers. Some kind of rusty something, I'm not sure what is this. Has to be addressed. Okay. I'm not sure what is this. Is this like a power stuff? Okay, it says, oh, it's a voltage selector probably. So yeah, I'm not gonna touch it. So it's a high voltage stuff. Look at this belt. Wow. Okay, so motor is here, belt is here. There is a probably motor driver right there because it's, or kind of, okay. You have another board here and another board right here. Oh, that was a RF encoder. So I'm gonna photograph everything right here because it's oh, it's just amazing. That's very, I could not believe this is not too much. I thought it's gonna be way more than that. I'm surprised. I see a few transistors. Yeah, transistor is obviously going to be here, but no ICs, not a single IC. Okay. Nippon Chemical and capacitors, very good. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna close examine the especially high voltage part to make sure there is no like old rifa capacitors or anything bad like this which actually can cause explosion or fire before I actually power this thing up. Okay, let me take a look around and I'll continue. So guys, upon close inspection, I haven't seen any kind of issues in a high power part, so I decided to let me figure out which is what. I decided to actually give it a try. All right. I decided to power it up at least to understand if it spins and if it works, and then I'll be diagnostic a little bit further. So for that, I have to do some preparation. So before powering up, I noticed something weird and ugly here. So right over here on this spot, I noticed this kind of, I thought this is rust, but turned out to be that's some sort of a rubber or some kind of material to act as a brake for this switch. So now this switch is kind of rotating. You switch it and then it's rotating back in its position. So I assume that's supposed to be act as a brake or to keep it where it goes, preventing rotating back. And I think it is possible to fix it. So this gunk has to be cleaned up. That switch has to be cleaned up, but it's accessible. There is only a C-clamp right here, and I would be able to actually take it apart and clean it up. But I don't think this is necessary for the operation of this unit. So let's proceed with powering it up. So for powering it up, so you guys notice this super weird connector, right? So in order to make a electrical connection, I decided to chop one of this extension cord, just chopped off this thing, and now it goes very nicely in. All right, so now that's going to be my AC in 120 volt, 60 hertz. Okay, it is safe to leave it like it is because first of all I have silicone mat underneath, also it's a completely metal frame underneath. So I'm gonna use a power bar just to make sure it has some sort of extra protection, breaker and something like that. Okay, I have connected power to this thing. It's on the circuit on the power brick with breaker, and power is depressed at the moment. So I'm gonna power this thing up, and I'm gonna power this thing up. Okay, little light is shining here, and so far so good. Okay, so I prepare this in this orientation. I have connected power through the power bar with the fuse. This is powered off. So let me turn on the power here and turn on the power here. Okay, I see nothing spinning, so I'm not sure what to think about it. Okay, let me do forward. Okay, clearly we have a problem. Motor is not spinning. Okay guys, so looks like we have no go, because if motor is not spinning, nothing else we can do. So in this particular case, we have to figure out what is going on with motor. So probably something in the motor circuit is not working. And because this is single motor design and it is AC motor, we have to deal with high voltage business. Okay, so let me quickly take a look what I can see out of, using my naked eye without any kind of tools at the moment. Let's obviously disconnect the power. and turn that guy. Back. So clearly there's nothing wrong with motor, it actually spins nice and freely. So that is okay. Also, I'm looking if there is no any kind of hidden switches which actually would prevent operation of this unit in open condition. There is possible like this because it's probably high voltage and it's good to not operate it in this condition, but I do not see anything like that. Okay, so I will continue investigating, probably off camera, because this may take quite a lot of time. So guys, after extensive search and try to understand, right, just by looking and poking around what is going on with this VTR, I could not determine the issue. So there are a few possibilities. Possibility number one, something in the AC driving circuit is wrong. Usually capacitors, they are getting old and deteriorate beyond salvageability, so they have to be replaced. Another thing, this thing has a lot of micro switches like that on the other side, so potentially some of those switches are to engage motor or disengage motor in certain situations, so they can go bad as well, and to prevent actually motor working. So I do believe this thing has to rotate when it is even not doing anything. So if we power this up, it's supposed to, not even like if you just power this up by this button, it's supposed to be already rotating, because otherwise it would need to spool up and gonna take a few seconds to spool up to the speed. So probably highly likely, as in old reel-to-reel cassette decks, it's supposed to be rotating just at the moment you power this up. So this is not happening. So so I have to consult service manual to continue with repair of this thing. So at this point, I'm probably gonna wrap up with this particular video. This is gonna be part one, where we just analyze, open it up, take a look on this VTR AV3600, and then on next video, and maybe I'll clean up everything as well. So I'll clean up all those rubber parts. Maybe I'll clean up some of that shmoo, which actually very hard, but it's actually getting kind of better, you know, because it kind of worked it through. But still, this shmoo has to be cleaned up. Maybe I replace it with modern lubricant, and I will consult the service manual, which will probably give me some. Oh well, first I have to find it. Which the service manual probably will give me some idea and understanding how this thing operates, and then we will continue in part 2 and maybe even part 3. So guys, this is gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Stay tuned for obviously continuation. Stay safe and ciao.